In this video, we're going to begin working some problems that are trinomials, first of all, and then we have factored out the GCF, but after we factored out the GCF, the a, or the number with the x squared, that coefficient is not 1. So we need a new method. You can still guess and check, but it's nice to have a method to kind of back you up. So first of all, let's remember GCF first, always. We've already decided that what we're going to be working with today are trinomials. So they have 3, and the leading coefficient is not equal to 1. So let's go ahead and take a look at a couple of problems. Start with this trinomial. I have 4x squared minus 19x minus 5. The first thing I'd want to do is use GCF if at all possible, but I'm looking at a 4, a 19, and a 5. That's not going to have a factor that I can bring out to the front. Therefore, I'm looking at the first term, x squared. And the coefficient is 4, which is definitely not a 1. And I need to figure out how I can use this 4 to figure out our two binomials that we'll end up with. So step 1 says here, I can slip a to the end and multiply by c. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to slip the 4 over and multiply. So let's rewrite that if I've used the slip. I now have x squared minus 19x minus 20, because 4 times 5 is 20. Now I have a trinomial with a 1 as the a. So I'm going to see, is it possible to break this apart like we practiced in a regular trinomial? Are there two factors that get to negative 20, that when I multiply them, that will add together to get to 19? Remember, we practiced the little chart, the little chart of, okay, what numbers make 20? Well, 20 and 1 makes 20. I know it's a negative, which tells me that one of my terms would also need to be negative. So if I subtract 20 and 1, that would get to 19. So I'm going to go ahead and set this trinomial up. X and 20, x and 1. One of them is negative, and the 19 is negative, which means the larger number is negative. So negative 20, so minus 20 plus 1. So that's the slip. We slipped, we factored the new trinomial just like we had been practicing in yesterday's assignment. Now we need to divide. And when I say divide, we're going to divide by the number we slipped. So we slipped by 4 is the number we took across. So we're going to divide the new factor by 4. Next, we want to reduce those fractions. We want to see, can we simplify those out? So 20 divided by 4 would be 5, so x minus 5. And then I have x, 1 divided by 4 is not going to simplify out. That would still be x plus 1/4. We have one more step. It says I need to slide. And what I need to slide is any denominators. X minus 5 doesn't have a denominator, but x plus 1/4 does. So I'm going to take this 4, and I'm going to slide it and put it right in front of that x. So let me rewrite this as our final answer. So x minus 5 doesn't have a slide, so I'm going to go ahead and write x minus 5. And then I'm going to slide that 4 up, so it becomes 4x plus 1. Now, I'm going to pause here, so I'm asking you to pause, and I want you to try your check step to make sure this works. And remember, check step is just where we take FOIL or distribution, and we put it all back together. So following the FOIL or the distribution, I do get back to 4x squared minus 19x minus 5 for my original trinomial. So that means that the factored form is the product of x minus 5 and 4x plus 1. So therefore, when that a, that coefficient of x squared, will not factor out through a GCF, we slip, we divide by whatever we slip by, and then at the very final step, if there's a fraction left, we slide it up. So this is called slip, divide, and slide.